Today we'll be looking at the 12 grand challenges to social work practice. However, in this short presentation, we will be focusing on the challenge of advancing long and productive lives. Right now in the US, we are seeing a dramatic shift in population distribution. There are lower birth rates while life expectancy is increasing, which is pushing our society to a more top-heavy or older population. With the change in population, the need for addressing these changes is growing exponentially. The focus has shifted from addressing the needs of young adults and youth to addressing the needs of the aging population and how we, as a society and a mental health workforce, can increase productive engagement of older adults. Productive engagement includes maximizing health, fostering economic security, providing purpose in life, and enriching families and communities over the course of the lifetime. Before this can be achieved, though, there are a few challenging issues that need to be addressed. These include outdated and age-segregated social institutions, including policies and practices in the workforce and ageism, economic insecurity and health inequity, which touches on Social Security, the delaying of retirement, and new and developing chronic diseases, and undermining the ability for older adults to live productive and meaningful lives. Looking at the literature, as the health, education, and economic security of older adults has increased over time, so has the capacity of individuals to initiate and continue productive activities longer into life. The literature says productive aging puts forward the fundamental view that society must make better use of older adults' capacity to make economic contributions through employment, volunteering, and caregiving. However, the ageist attitudes and outdated social constructs have limited older adult participation. It is not just about improving the lives and productivity of older adults, but addressing this also impacts society in a positive way. This is done by improving work environments and employment policies to enable people to work longer, enabling adults to more fully engage in volunteer work and help organizations more fully recognize this talent pool, and supporting caregiving and other forms of care work in later life facilitates involvement and reduces negative effects from stress associated with these roles. However, to really achieve some of these goals, we must work towards creating ample opportunities for continued engagement, identification and removal of barriers detracting from engagement, support for transitions between caregiving and other forms of productive engagement to prevent care work from being penalized, and restructuring of social arrangements that exclude older adults from economic and social activities. In social work practice, it's important to note that roles will be changing. More positions in the geriatric population will become available, which will mean working with and addressing new health and mental health needs, including combating chronic conditions, later onset dementia, depression, just to name a few. However, it's also important to note that isolation becomes more prevalent as adults age. This is going to be a new topic and issue that will be of utmost importance to address to ensure the health and mental health of people does not decline. Lastly, there will be a lot of involvement with families and family members. The aging population does not just affect the aging population. It affects family members, especially those that take on caregiving roles. So being equipped with resources and knowledge for these family members and in this field will be needed. And then thinking about the populations that will be impacted, this has been mentioned a little bit already, but society as a whole will be impacted. Of course, the aging population and their families and caregivers, but younger populations are going to be impacted if they're not impacted right this moment. We are working towards setting up a more productive, fulfilling life for persons of retirement age and older, and although people might not be there yet, they will be, so everyone has a stake in this issue. And so ultimately, in health and mental health practice, it is important we address and work to change the ageist attitudes in our society, especially in the workplace. Older adults are experienced and have a wealth of knowledge that can and should be utilized, but until these societal norms change, there will be a gap. Also, as practitioners, we have to be equipped and prepared to provide services to older adults. The population is growing, so there will be more and more older adults seeking care and resources, and as a workforce, we have to stay up to date on literature and best practices for this population, just as we would with any other population, to ensure we provide quality care. Lastly, policy and advocacy are going to be huge players in making a difference. Things can get talked about and discussed, but we will not see any advancement in productive lives for older adults until there are sound structures in place that limit barriers and discrimination.